And not to forget to remember to download Asking Radio app on Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and Kindle. Or you can ask Alexa to play the station Asking Radio.
Stay here with you. You are a rainbow sun. I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. Seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. I am your host, Mehetabel Amamieye, and I'm not alone in the studio today. With me are
Michael Shimbayev,
Fubara Morris Dumo.
We're still in the spirit of celebrating International Mother Language Day here on Speedy Talk. And our focus for today is missing culture. What part of your culture do you miss seeing in your regular interactions that are no longer considered relevant or up to quote unquote international standards? You can share your thoughts with us on Facebook. That's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Like our page and stay up to speed with all the fun that comes with the speed of light. And join us as we stream live on YouTube. That's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makadi. Stay tuned to Speedy Talk. So as time goes on, and with technological advancement, a good number of Nigerians have been exposed to the Western culture and their practices, so much so that it seems as though we have adopted more of their culture and placed it as superior to our own, leaving behind some, very vital parts of what separates us or distinguishes us from other cultures, especially the international community, or should I say the Western culture. Why do you think this is? Why do we do this? Why do we treat our culture like it's not as refined as the international culture?
Okay, for me, I would say is what you see, you do, or you practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, so good. What we see on our TV screens and what we watch, basically, with the advent of the internet.
Yeah.
What you see, 70% of what you see is the Western culture.
Yeah, that's true.
And in our own way, we try replicating or duplicating such that along the line, we tend to forget our roots and stick to what's not actually ours, but a borrowed culture per se.
Okay. What about you?
All right, like you said, also, I feel we are the one that is creating all of this problem for ourselves, because you can actually sell that which you have to.
True.
Okay.
True.
So now this Western culture is the way they presented it to us, that when there is now selling. All right.
Okay.
So if we can come back to our culture as well, polish it well, okay,
Yeah.
and then present it out there, I believe even this Western culture or Western people, they can even see our culture like, wow, so this thing, let me check it out.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's
it's the
true.
way you package
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
that you are addressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we only need to package our culture very well.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the roots, like Dumo said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to the roots and then see where we got it all wrong.
Yeah.
And then fix the fuse in there, and then you see it working.
Yeah.
That's
so,
what I feel about it.
so you
And
say
the funny
okay,
thing
go ahead.
about this whole thing is
Mm-hmm.
the people who are copying their culture see ours and love it
Exactly.
and try to emulate.
Exactly what I was about to say.
So it's surprising how we that own this culture, we drop
We
them
despise it.
and pick other people's own when other people see our own and they love what they see.
Yes, I was just about to say that if you look at a lot of the international communities, Americans, the Western people that
Yeah.
we know, they love these ethnic things that we do.
Yes.
Our celebrations, our traditional marriages, because to them it's something rooted in traditions that have been passed down from generations.
Generations.
But they have just, they feel like they don't have much of a deep culture, because what is known as the popular society today in America is mixed. It's it has a lot of mixtures of different cultures. So as a country, they don't have one major, would I say, culture that they can hold on to. There were the Native Americans, but obviously they have been pushed, they have been kind of marginalized due to time going by and all of that. So, but aside that, what are those parts of your culture that you miss seeing regularly, that you used to enjoy?
All right, like before answering this question, let me take you back to what we just discussed.
Okay.
All right, like this presenter from US, this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you listen to him when he's referring to Benue, the home of pounded
yam and bushmeat.
You understand the way it sounds.
Yeah.
And then you be like, some of you listening to his, maybe you even salivate. You understand? You can feel like, whoa, this thing was presented to him in this format or this manner, and then he's now craving for it the way he says it. So it's the way you sell out your thing that some of these people to definitely. They will they keep an eye, they'll buy to it. All right. So now, like in me, I'm a tea person, and then tea culture.
Yes.
There are a lot of things that are missing now. All right,
okay.
especially we this generation that we're just coming up.
Yeah.
Then then once you see an elder, definitely you greet this elder.
Yeah.
Because you know that this person is not your mate.
Definitely.
You greet this person before passing. You don't just like, huh? Money. You don't use your nose too. Some of them you see them as their mouth, their lips will just shake.
But they will greet.
You not hear the sound, like you don't know what they're saying, whether they insult you, they'll just walk past. And then most of these things is not something that as a child you see an elder mustn't be your relative or your parent. But as you are seeing this person out there and you fail to greet this person, or you have done something wrong, that person will even punish you, and then will follow you to your house
and say you are not training your child properly.
And then at times, if the father sees that person coming, all like, okay, this is what your child has done that are punished, the father will even punish you times
on top.
two of
Yes.
that. Okay, so you want it to be like
We're
not
training you.
jobs.
Yeah.
to shame me out to the world that okay, I'm the one that's not training you well, you can't bring shame to this family.
True.
But most I don't. So there are things missing now. You just see children nowadays on the street like without them reviving this, doing this kind of thing. So I feel such a thing is missing in our thief culture here actually.
Okay.
From me, I would say my culture, a Calabari boy, Ijaw tribe, Ijaw nation, proudly Ijaw nation. So for me, I would say for my culture, what's not there anymore, but it's there, but I think it's dying out. It's fading out little by little. It's the language, the native language. As a Calabari boy, we speak, our dialect is Calabari.
Yeah.
And growing up in the city, I, for myself, I do not know how to speak these dialects. But if an elder is to speak the dialect, I can hear.
Okay.
I can interpret what the person is saying and reply back. But if I'm replying back in English.
Yes.
Which it's wrong to an extent. Someone would see it and be like, is he insulting me? I spoke this thing in the dialect, in the local dialect, and you're giving me back the English version. Why?
Like you're trying to prove like you're smarter.
Exactly. For me, I feel the language is fading out little by little, and generations to come might not be opportune to get the know-how or for people to school them on what the dialect is all about. Yeah. People that are to come now might be like, okay, it's only the adopted language
that we speak.
They know. And which is very wrong. We should try going back to our indigenous roots. Yeah. And one of those is the indigenous language, trying to incorporate that. Okay. Because it's fading out. Generation in, generation out is fading out.
Yeah. Like we talked about in the morning show, that these days some parents are scared to teach their children the language because they think they will have an accent, which is not bad. We were talking about it earlier today, and they rated the most attractive language accents rather, and Nigerian accents was number 1.
Wow.
So it to the world, to the international community, our accent, the way we talk, the way we speak English with the accent gotten from our native dialect
and everything,
makes it sound so interesting to them, and that's what parents are trying to avoid. And I'm like, you don't even know the value of what your children are having, especially in the morning we had some callers who said that they learned English at a later age and they speak it well without much of an accent,
without force.
Yes. And even though there are little places here and there where they talk and you're like, oh, this person is from this place, it's mostly because you just hear those little things, but you can still understand them. It's still clear. The communication is still clear. Yeah. Michael, did you want to say something?
Yeah, like about that people being scared of their children learning their mother tongue or language. I feel it's not really something that it's not something that is harmful.
Yeah, it's not harmful.
But actually, you like Domo said, we should go back to our root. Okay. Other people might feel like, man, I don't really care about this culture of a thing. Yeah. Where I die. Maybe they bury me. But you know that you originate from somewhere.
Yes.
So in a situation, imagine like what Domo said earlier, that they can speak the language, but he can only interpret that in English. Yeah. To a certain extent, maybe the elders might feel like, one person might feel like, this is disrespect.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So now that I can't really feel or look at myself like I can't be proud that I don't know how to speak my language.
Yeah, it's now not something to be proud about.
What these people are scared of is just like they said, another man's food is another man's poison. Yeah. Now they are looking at the mother tongue being poison, but the other people are looking at it as the Nigerian language as the food. Do you understand? Because there was a movie I watched, and then this one of the prominent comedian, the way he was speaking this Nigerian language, the Ago, the woman was like, the Western woman was trying to imitate that. Like, wow, I love the way you speak with so much passion.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. So imagine what you're looking at it as poison. Another man is looking at it like a delicacy.
Yes,
so
exactly.
now we are the one that we are causing all of this for ourselves.
Could it be that it's because of the way it has been looked down on, maybe through colonialism, and then because of the fetish practices that came with some of our traditions, it was now looked at as if it's it's not refined, it's not proper, it's not good. So that's why we started shying away from our culture. Could that have been a reason?
Now, concerning that, I would say for me, with the current trend now, the Western culture has merged into our local culture right now.
Okay.
For example, I went back home for the festive season, and during one of the days I went out strolling. It was a masquerade display. While the masquerades were displaying, the normal masquerade, the normal dance as an Ijaw man is the waist dance. You bend, you shake your waist with your right hand key or whatever hand key you're holding, but you bend and your waist must shake.
Yes.
Now, the masquerade, instead of displaying that, the masquerade was dancing
contemporary
dance. And I looked at it and I said, wow, is this the 21st century version of the masquerade?
Exactly.
So there is a merger between the Western culture and ours now, where two of them meet to get to an agreed point.
Okay. Well,
then, like what he just said now, actually in that cultural dance aspect of it, you come to understand that every culture or tribe has that pattern of dance. All right. And then even in that way too, this thing is fading out.
Okay.
Because this thing, like back then when I was coming up as a child, I remember at night like this, we gather with the children, gather, and then the elder will be telling us like folk
stories by moonlight.
You understand? And then we learn from these things.
Yes.
And then these things also right now they are faded away.
They are faded
True.
away.
Let me not just say they are fading. They are faded already.
away. Yes.
But now, who is that person that that was amongst those children that were gathered, that were these stories were narrated to them, that could still narrate this story,
revive the culture and all that.
You understand? So most of these things are fading away. So now, if I just brought that analogy to explain more, and then in other ways too, this is how this culture, we're having missing cultures. All right, because now even at this age or level now, most of these things are faded away. And then what happened to the nearest or the next generation? Will they even know that there was something like this?
No.
Imagine like this our cultural or native soup they prepare.
Exactly.
How many of these this new generation Gen Z now can prepare this mother as in that homemade soup? You understand? Like we in Tiv, there is one prominent soup known as gengi. All right, that soup, oh God.
The way you said the oh God.
Oh my goodness. So now people normally like this soup, but now the process that they used to prepare it, now the Gen Z generation, they don't really prepare it like that. They just rush it.
Oh wow.
And then the originality of it is missing out. So now there are a lot of, should I call them tenants of the culture that are missing out. And we need to look back to this, go back to the society, and then fix this thing, like I said earlier, fix the fuse. And then once you fix this the fuse back, you see light and life in all of these things.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Like one of the things I was able to pick out is the culture we see today. Most of it is what we read on the internet.
True.
Exactly.
We Google our culture, and what's written on the internet is not as exact as what the culture is supposed to be. It's somebody somewhere that sat down and thought of something and wrote it, or what he or she heard and documented it for others to go and read.
Definitely.
Now there was a day I was looking for how to prepare a particular soup.
Okay.
And when I saw the video, I watched the video online. I saw the video. There was a step. It's the modern day version of it. You fry and add oil to it.
Wow.
My mom saw the video and my mom laughed. She said, "What is this? Is this your generation style of cooking this soup?" The original way does not involve this. This is your own generation way of doing this. So please, if you want to learn how to cook the soup, just meet me and ask me. I would show you the right way.
I think there is also a lack of those elders that we can meet to ask questions, to show us, because I believe there's so much room to resurrect these practices again. But you know, as technology has advanced, before, like you said, we would gather around in the evening. I remember those fun experiences. We would spray the house and then come outside. The children would gather. Would be told stories, will be told things about our culture, and then, you know, almost every night it was like a practice, and that was how we came up. But now, once it's a certain time, everybody enter your house, close your door, pressing phone. Everybody is on their device. The mommy is on the tablet, daddy is on the laptop, the children are watching TV.
For me, I think maybe families should give a restriction when everybody, since the best time everybody is to be around, I think it's towards
night,
evening. So once it's evening, we should all keep our devices and come together as a family and interact. Mommy tells her cultural tales, daddy tells his cultural tales, and there is a bond that these children would grow up knowing these things and pass it on to their own generation and theirs to the next. That way is we reviving
this culture,
this our indigenous way of life back.
Like just like you said, you know, other households, they have what is called evening devotion.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Other household. So now they know very well that maybe if they have slated the time that it's going to be 7, everybody at home or in that house know that by 7 we're having evening devotion. So if we can, I just want to add to what you said.
Yes, definitely.
So now, if we can decide, like you said, that okay, parents should slate the time that okay, this should be the time. Let's keep aside the technology, the phones, whatever you have, and let's discuss. If the time is going to be like 9 or 8, okay, maybe 8 o'clock, everybody, the family will come round.
Pay attention.
Exactly. So then we can start reviving this. All
the
right.
families.
And then even the parents, some of them, I believe they'll be like, they don't
know.
Remember all of these things. But that is your duty as a child or as a parent to research. Okay, meet up with one of. And then one other thing, like during the festive period, holidays, all of these things, we normally travel to the villages, and then we get these stories like this.
Yes, to connect with our families.
Most people like, no, I don't have to go home to these grannies. There are witches and wizards in the village. You don't need to. You don't need to.
Yeah, so we've come to the end of the show for today. This has been Speedy Talk, and our focus for today was missing culture. You can keep your comments and your opinions coming on Facebook. That's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makurdi. Let us know, what parts of culture do you want to revive in our society today? Don't forget to follow us, and don't forget to remember to like our page on Facebook. You can keep your comments coming on WhatsApp as well. That's 09021 275464. You can send a message to WhatsApp at 09021 275464. I have been your host, Mehetabel Amamieye,
and then Michael Shimbayev,
and Fubara Maurice Dumo.
Thank you for joining us today on Speedy Talk. We look forward to sharing this time with you tomorrow.